I'm Blake Godby at Vintage Motors of Sarasota, and this is a shop update, our temporary shop. But this is our shop update. We're going to show you one of the other cars that we showed earlier on this week, but we'll start off with this absolutely stunning red on tan 67 Series 1 E-Type. Show you everything we're doing. This car is actually sold. Went to an absolutely wonderful gentleman who actually is going to use this car, unlike most people. Future car. Let's do that. The first thing we'll start off with, the car runs and drives fine. I would take this car anywhere. We actually drove this car an hour from where we picked it up, south of us here. We're just doing the last, I'd say the last 5% of the restoration that should have been done just a little bit better. But the engine bay is like jewelry in here. When you look at it, you're just, they spared no expense. I have over $80,000 in receipts for mechanicals that had been done in the car on the first of the year. So we're just going to be doing some bonnet latches. You can see there's a new one on that side, but we're going to redo all three of them. Redo the speedo cable, which somebody put in backwards, so I don't know how you do that, but congratulations to them. Now we get to fix it. Redo the speedo cable. We're putting in a voltage regulator because the charger gauge was bouncing around all over the place. You know, it's English, but you know, they shouldn't bounce that much. This car doesn't overheat, doesn't do anything. The paint is near flawless on this car. It's a little dirty right now, but it will be polished and done over. You can see the interior. The interior is, you know, like a brand new car. The car has only 150 miles on its mechanical and interior restoration. You can see the new steering wheel that we installed right here. That steering wheel is just beautiful. The correct looking shift knob. And we haven't decided if we were going to keep the radio the way it was. This car did not have a radio when it was new. It was a radio delete, so it has a block off plate with a little leaping cat on it. So that is the end for this Series 1 car. We'll finish that up and we'll show it driving down the road soon. This is the 71 Series 2 E-Type that we're also working on at the same time, trying to get this done over the next week or two. As I mentioned earlier, this car is getting a tune-up. You know, cap, rotor, oil change. The carbs are being rebuilt. We're going to redo the intake gasket, things like that. We're going to replace a piece of chrome that the owner wanted us to replace. Doesn't like it. Got to do what the owner wants. A really, really nice car. This car does not ever look like it's lived a hard life. Really pretty, great color. I mean, you can't go wrong with this kind of dark red on black interior. The seats are incredibly nice. We'll show a shot of those as well. And the next car we're going to move on to is a TR6, but this Triumph TR6 is actually really cool. It's very much a time capsule. This car has a little over 16,000 original miles on it, and this is the original paint. I put a paint meter on it, and all of the paint meter readings were from anywhere from 3 to 6 mils throughout the entire car. This is kind of a pretty cool car to see. This thing has never really been hurt or destroyed or anything like that. You can see how clean this interior is. Very cool piece. I'll open up the hood here. So we're doing a carburetor rebuild on here, just 2 Stromberg carbs. They're both going to be rebuilt and then, you know, basic tune-up just like the Jag was. We'll check everything over again, and then the car is going to be fully paint corrected. Just trying to get some of these old swirl marks out. I mean, it's such nice original paint. We want to make it look as beautiful as it possibly can. And this car does actually get driven once a week. Now we're over here with this 1964 Austin Healey 3000 BJ8 car. This is in some shade of British Racing Green. We are just prepping it for inventory, so that way it's turnkey, ready to go for the new owner, whoever that may or may not be. So let's come on over, come take a look at this engine bay, see what we've been doing here. When we got the car, hopefully I have some pictures. If we do, I'll include them. If I don't, well, you're not going to see it. So we repainted the valve cover. We put a new gasket in. We had both of the carburetors vapor honed, rebuilt, reinstalled, new gaskets, new heat shield, you know, basic tune-up as well. That was done. New rubber hoses, coolant flush, new brake reservoir. This was all done on this car. This car is not a perfect example, but it's a really good, I would say, entry-level classic. If you just wanted to get in an Austin Healey, instead of paying 130 grand, you could pay 42 grand, and you can get a very good turnkey, no rust BJ8. Right next to the British Racing Green Austin Healey is this 62 Jaguar Mark II. This is a very clean white on red car. Sorry, it's a little packed in here. We unfortunately had to move our shop due to some issues that I will happily put a link in the description so you'll understand why. Unfortunately, our so wonderful landlords decided they wanted to take our shop in the back, but you'll see that in the wonderful links that we include in the description. So unfortunately, our shop is very temporary until we move into a new location, but we'll get to that and we'll show all those videos as soon as we're moving everything around. But we'll get back to this fabulous white on red Mark II Jag. What we did, this client wanted his wife to drive this car. Trouble-free, some of you will laugh, trouble-free Jaguar, no such thing. This car has actually turned out to be a fabulous piece. We rebuilt the carburetors. What else did we do? So many things. Redid the entire air conditioning system. Now it actually has air conditioning like a new car does. It is so cold, you almost want to turn it off now. You can see that there's no grill here, probably because we've been in here working on the air conditioning system, ripping everything out of there, making it new, putting new lines in, new compressor, new AC condenser, a bunch of stuff like that. We redid the entire brake system front to back. This car is now turnkey ready to go. After we put this grill in, wash it up, she'll be on the road. So now we have transitioned into our wonderful showroom here. We'll show a few of the cars, but really we're going to go outside, look at the Saab, because that was a car we worked on earlier today and it's no longer in the shop. So we're going to show what we did out there. Here's an honorable mention. This is a 51 Porsche, extremely early car, incredible restoration. Just a little honorable mention here. This car is actually waiting to be transported back to its owner. Here's the 1988 Saab. This car is actually going up on BringATrailer, but we just finished fixing a few things with the air conditioning system, checking for leaks. It does not leak. It had a minor valve. I'm not even sure exactly what was wrong, but it had a valve that was not allowing the compressor to turn on, which was disrupting the system, but now it has cold air conditioning. It will be up on BringATrailer hopefully in the next 2 to 3 weeks. It's going no reserve. This car has 39,000 miles on it. The paint is fantastic. The interior is very, very original. Look for it on there. We're about to end this video. Before we do that, we're going to talk about this 1963 R2 Avanti. This is a factory supercharged car with an automatic, great color combination, sold to an absolutely fantastic guy up in New Jersey. He's bought 4 or 5 cars from us in the past, but before we do that, he wanted us to put new leaf springs in the back, paint a few frame rails for him, clean up a few little bushings that were bad back there, have them redone. And you might be able to see right behind us, there are a bunch of other awesome cars. If you like this video, please give it a thumbs up. And if you don't, I don't care. Thank you.